For those of us who practice in the area of nonprofits, 3 years ago the IRS undertook a major effort to revamp the Form 990 to make it more user-friendly for donors to understand the organizations to which they were contributing money. So there was a major revamp of the Form 990. That form took effect for tax years 2009 and 2010. And each year the IRS has made minor modifications to the form to clarify the instructions and to correct some errors that were made in the form redesign. This past summer, the IRS has taken on an initiative to get practitioner input and public input on further changes to the forms to help clarify. The Virginia Society of CPA's Tax Advisory Committee has been working on this. They did respond to the IRS public comment period and made some suggestions for improving the forms. Some of the areas that the IRS was focused on one of them was activity codes. In the new form, there was a spot to put the activity codes for programs, services, and activities for the nonprofit organization. Similar to when we file an 1120 form or corporate income tax return, you have to indicate what the activity code is for the business. IRS put this into the 990 form for the programs and services of nonprofit organizations. The section for this has, the instructions tell you to leave this section blank because the IRS didn't know what activity codes to use for nonprofits to report this information. None of the current systems out there really are applicable to the types of services that nonprofits perform. So the question that the IRS had is, should we develop a system, or is there a system that we should use for reporting of activity codes? It was the Virginia Society's position that really these codes should be eliminated. When we complete the 990 form, there's a section where we explain what activities, and it's a detailed description of the activities that are performed, and we feel this is sufficient and that another complex coding system for activities is not necessary at this time. So we're asking for elimination of that requirement on the forms. Another area that was revamped that has caused some confusion is in the area of compensation for key employees and for highly compensated individuals. Prior to the form redesign, the compensation limit for reporting was $50,000. In the new forms, the compensation limits range from $100,000 to $150,000, depending on whether you're reporting a highly compensated employee or a key employee. In addition, the old forms had you report key employees, and it wasn't based on a compensation limit. The new forms, if the compensation is over a certain threshold, you have to report that individual as a key employee. Our suggestion to eliminate some of the confusion in the reporting and to clarify for the reader is to eliminate the double limits and to just, if your income's over $100,000, if the compensation is over $100,000, to require reporting of that individual. It reduces the confusion, and it also increases transparency by reducing it from $150,000 to $100,000. So our recommendation was one limit of $100,000 for reporting compensation for key employees and highly compensated. We hope that that will help clarify for the reader what is being reported. Another area that the IRS was proposing changes on is on reporting of audited financial statements. Currently on the 990 form, the organization has to indicate if they received an audit. One of the proposed changes the IRS is recommending is, should they ask for the type of opinion that was issued in the audit report? We feel that's going a bit too far. The Virginia Society's position was that that area of the 990 should not be changed and that they should just require you to indicate if an audit was performed. We feel that if a donor wants more information about the type of audit opinion that the organization received, all they have to do is simply call the organization and request a copy of the audited financial statements.